Hey guys, this is Zing. So I haven't done a Let's Play in a really long time, and then I found this online game called Skrillex Quest, and I decided to do a walkthrough for it. Skrillex Quest is basically like a tribute to old cartridge games that, they'd get dust in them and then they would become corrupted or glitchy or things like that. So that's kind of like the story behind it, and it uses the music of Skrillex throughout the whole thing is a soundtrack. And I know what you're thinking, like, oh, I don't like dubstep and the wub wubs and the murmurs and but it's actually the only part of it that is actually the traditional dubstep sounding stuff is like at the end during the boss fight, and then it fits really well. So, I mean, like, I think that people should, like, actually try this game out because it's a lot of fun. And it's actually surprisingly challenging for how simple it is and how short it is. Like, you can play through it and get to the end, no problem, but then when it shows you your score screen, it's like, okay, well, I missed, like, all this stuff. Where is all this hidden stuff? I gotta go find it. So, like, that's kind of what this walkthrough is about. I've seen a lot of walkthroughs on YouTube that are, like, first-time playthrough or something like that, and, that's super cool, but I haven't seen anything where anybody's really, like, shown how to get all of the collectible items or anything like that. So I decided to do that. And this is actually one of the first times that I've done post-commentary, because this game, there's a clock up in the top right-hand corner, and you have to race against that, because once that clock counts down to 0, you will move on to the next stage regardless of how much you progressed in that level. So, it's like I have to focus a lot, so I wasn't able to commentate while I was doing it, but first stage is pretty simple. What you gotta do is just... There's 2 glitches that come up, and then if you defeat them, you get the first dead princess key. And you'll need those later. After that, I go over here and talk to this guy, and if you answer any of the first 3 questions, nothing will happen, but if you pick the last one, you get one of the secret scrolls. So that's how you get that. Then after that, 2 more glitches will appear. There they are. It's kind of hard to see them because they'll, like, leave this trail and then they sort of blend in, you know? So then it's hard to find them, but if you defeat those 2, if I can get them, there we go. After you defeat those 2, the gate there will open and you will be able to, oh, there we go over here, and there is a little hidden chest. And this is the first collectible item, or the treasures you see. There's a lot there. So, and after that, there isn't anything else. Like, there's nothing on this side of the gate. I just went over there to show you that. But I mean, if you listen to the music that this guy chose to put in the stages, I think it actually fits really well. It's nice. I don't know. I like it a lot, but I've always liked Skrillex's music anyway, so maybe I'm not the best judge of that, but... So after that short intermission / falling stage, you get to this, like, dungeon maze type stage. And I actually went through and, like, made a map of this and figured out, like, the fastest route in order to get everything you need, because there are 3 scrolls, 2 keys, and 2 secret items that you need to get in this level, and only a few places that will actually, like, restore your time. So it's... like, really super hard. Like, I had to, like, re-record this at least 3 or 4 times in order to get it right. But if you talk to this guy, you get the second scroll. And then, after that, you gotta go this way. Oh, actually, I think I might upload the map the little map I drew, in case anybody else wants to try and, play through this themselves. So, you come to this guy, and if you choose love, nothing happens, so then you choose liquor. And he will give you like 4 options to choose from. If you choose the first 3, he just tells you hints about how to get some of the secret things in this area. Like, oh, there's a crack in the wall, or like, push this one block. But if you choose the last one, then your timer is restored, and you get the last scroll. And you can't talk to him again after that. But after that, just come back down this way, go back the way you came, and then go to the left from the man that gave you the second scroll. And up. And then, unfortunately, there's a lot of these rooms where the door comes down until you defeat all the enemies, but sometimes, if you're lucky, you can, like, get, like, kind of herd the glitches into one area and then defeat them all, like, in one go like that. But if you come up this way, then this is the third princess key. And your time is restored. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen like every time you find a key, because there is one more key, but your time will not be restored when you find that one, so it's like shit. But if, also in this room, if your health's low, there's that heart there, but mine was fine, so. I kind of like this little bit, though, here, this bit where he comes up to the screen and it like, introduces himself. I think that's pretty cool. It is cute. But then that's where the, fourth scroll is. So we're almost done with the scrolls. And then if you go across here, and it's kind of hard because the area, this area in particular, has those blocks that kind of hinder your movement. The movement of the character is like a little loose, like he kind of slides sometimes. So it's a little hard, but also there's a crack in the wall there, and it's a little hard to see, but if you go up to it and push spacebar, the character will place a bomb, and then that's how you get the next treasure. And then after that, you're just going to want to go straight across here. And there will be the... yeah, number 2. Princess Key number 2, yep. And that is all of the keys in this level. And then the only thing we have left to get is one more treasure. Luckily, with these enemy-type rooms, if you're going down, you don't have to defeat all the enemies. But if you are trying to go up, a door will block your progress. But yeah, see, that area right there where you push the block, in order to find out about that, you have to go and, like, drink the... I think it's the second option for the liquor guy, and then he tells you, like, oh, push the block. And so then that's how you get this. But yeah, so then that's this level complete. There's nothing else to find in this level. There is a ferry that if you go across, like if you go through the door on the left there, and then you go up, there's a fairy that will restore your health if you need her to, but it's kind of an unnecessary detour if you're trying to get all of the items and treasures, because you don't need that in order to, like, that isn't a collectible thing, so I didn't go there in this walkthrough. And I think that background there is from a Dragon Quest game? I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. But anyways, this is the third stage, and unfortunately, if you look up in the top right-hand corner there, the time is already counting down as you land before you actually have control of your character, so that kind of blows. But if you run to the right, the first thing, then you will get one of the treasures. And sometimes that glitch happens where he holds his hands up, and it's funny. And then there's a house here, but it's hard to see because of that freaking glitch. For this house, you just have to keep pushing roll until you get, I think it's a scroll that you get here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a scroll. Because there are some buildings that you get a key and some buildings that you get a scroll. Actually, in this walkthrough, I had a little bit of trouble with the glitches that, like, come towards the screen, and they kept, like, pushing my character all over, and so I, like, missed out on one of the princess keys. Because, like, I was heading towards the house that you get it, but then the time ended, and I was like, shit. So, unfortunately, this is not, like, a complete walkthrough, because I missed out on that, but I'm getting everything else, and so I figured that that's gonna be good enough. Anyways, after that house, you go to the left and go into this little fenced-off area here. You have to beat all the glitches again. And there will be, I think, 4 of them. But be careful with this area, because if you hit them too close to the fences, I found that they drop the key. But they will drop the key outside of the fence, and then you actually have to go out and then go around the fence to get it, and that wastes a lot of time. And with this game, like I said before, time is really your enemy, so you gotta be careful with that. But after you get that, I usually like to, oh shit, yeah, see, like, there's one of the times when it's like, oh man, that's, like, unavoidable, but if you go over here to the guy in the graveyard and talk to him, sorry, my dog's itching. Patchy, lay down. You get another scroll. Patch, stop itching! But then you go to the left more, and you'll kind of see the area marked by the flags, but you're actually able to go off the map and go down towards this guy, and this was one of the hardest scrolls for me to find. It took me forever to figure this one out, because, like, you wouldn't think that you could go off, but it kind of makes sense because it's a glitchy world, right? But anyways, talk to that guy, and that's the last scroll. So now you have all 7 pieces of the scroll. And once you get that, you'll be able to go into one of the huts in this area and get a Master Sword. And what that does is it's basically like a super powered up version of the normal sword. Oh shit. And it will kill the enemies in the last game, or in the last level, I should say, in 1 hit. So it makes the last level a lot easier. But for this area, what this hut is for is that you have to like kind of click around on the various things until enter contra code comes up. And then when that happens, you have to put in the code, you know, up, down, left, right, BA. And it came up then, and I was not expecting it, and I accidentally pushed shift, so then I missed it. But if that happens to you and you like put it in wrong, then just keep clicking around and it'll like give you all these like funny random things, and then keep clicking around until it pops up again. And then if you enter that in, then you will get one of the other treasures. I'm pretty sure HBO TV says the TV has not been invented yet. But I think it's kind of cool how they use clips from Skrillex's songs as like the sound effects for when you like get an item or get hit or something like that. I think it's pretty cool. But I mean, if you listen to the beat in the background, it's like not what you would think traditional dubstep is at all. So like, I've heard a lot of people like look at this game and be like, "Oh, Skrillex Quest is dubstep, I'm not gonna play it." And I'm like, well, you're missing out, because it's like it's really neat. I think it's a really fun game. I mean, like, if you got 20 minutes to spare and you just like want to have a little fun and want a challenge, because this game is a challenge, then I mean, go for it. It's super fun. But anyways, after that, you come over this way, and this is the hut where you can get the Master Sword. So, just gotta get all the scrolls and click that, you get the Master Sword. But the other thing in this hut is a place where you can enter a secret word. And I don't know what it is. I thought it was something like CD or AMP or something, but it wasn't any of those. And, like, that's the only treasure that I haven't found yet is the one that looks like it's a CD. And here, unfortunately, is where the glitch knocks me out of the way, and I'm not able to enter this house in time. That house is where, if you go in, then you'll get the 5th princess key. You just have to go, and it's a hut that's like a shop, and you select all the options in order, and then when you get to the last option, then it will give you the princess key. So that's how you do that. Unfortunately, I was not able to get that on screen. This is another little intermission stage, and basically you just gotta block the glitches coming your way. I think I accidentally messed up on one of these. Yeah, that one. Oh well. This is not a perfect run-through. This is not my best, but it shows you how to get, like, everything I know how to get, so I went ahead and kept it. Because the unfortunate thing about this game is that you cannot skip any of the cutscenes, so like the beginning cutscene, you kind of have to sit through it, and it only takes a little while, I know, but like when you're recording something, it sometimes is a little frustrating to do that. So I just went ahead and kept this recording, so it was almost perfect. By the way, for that lock slashing things, if you don't have all the keys, you can slash at the locks, and usually it takes about like 7 or 8 hits or something. And don't quote me on that, I can't remember how many, but it takes 7 or 8 hits with the normal sword to break the lock, so usually it takes a long time, but I guess with the Master Sword, it only takes 1 hit. This is actually, in this playthrough, was the first time I was able to get the Master Sword. So, I was not aware of that. Okay, so for this stage, the little bouncing black things will start turning into glitches and come at you, and usually they take quite a few hits to defeat also, but because I have the Master Sword, they go down in one hit, and when you defeat all of them, you get the last treasure. So, and then I defeated them too fast, so I was like, wonder if I can find anything else here. There isn't anything else in this stage. You can just see the black guys bouncing around, and Skrillex is up there, so I decided to join the party. Yeah, get my groove on. Break it down, baby. Look at those moves. There we go. Alright, so this is the second part of the boss stage. And I was not prepared. You're supposed to hit them so that they don't... Yeah, there you go. Just like that. Usually I'm better at that, but it was early morning when I recorded this, so I was still a little sleepy. And unfortunately for your final score thing at the end of the game, it does take off points if you can hit a lot, so making silly little mistakes like that, you know, brought my score down more than it probably needed to be, but, you know, that's alright. Not a big deal. I love this song so good. By the way, usually Skrillex goes down in 2 hits, but again, Master Sword makes it 1, so... And that's pretty much it for walkthrough. This is just the ending cutscene, so I'll go ahead and let this play. I like how we bounce on his head, though. I do enjoy the graphics of this game, though. I mean, it looks simple, but I personally, in some of my own work, have tried to do glitchy-looking graphics or effects, and it's hard as hell to make it look good. I mean, props to the guy that made this. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but, it looks impressive. I mean, it looks like a game that's, you know, got some shit in it, you know, got some dust stuck in the cartridge, and, you know, people that are around my age remember that. If you had, I mean, like, for me, I didn't have an SNES or anything. My first system was an N64, but even with those systems, sometimes you had to take the cartridge and, you know, blow on it to get the dust out in order for it to actually work. So I think that was kind of cool that that was included. But yeah, so in the end, the princess blows on the flute, and then that's exactly what Skrillex does, is he blows the dust out. The end. But yeah, so that is the game. Like I said, it's pretty short game, but it's pretty challenging. Here you can see I didn't kill all the enemies, and I got hurt too many times, so I didn't get many points. I did miss that last key because the glitch knocked me out of the way, but for that CD, I have no clue where that is. I cannot find it, and I bet it has something to do with that secret word, so if anybody knows about that, like, let me know. But anyways, in the end, I got 74%. Usually I get anywhere between 74 to, like, 78, so yeah, thanks for watching.